Good morning from Krka National Park in Croatia. We're about 100 kilometers northeast of Split. We got up this morning and caught a bus. It took about an hour, hour and a half to get up here, and it was actually a really easy journey. It drops you off in the town of Skradin, which is just outside of Krka National Park. When you get to Skradin, then you go walk through and you pay your entrance fee to Krka, which is about $30 US per person. Total, it was 400 kuna for the two of us.
Yeah, and then once you get to the park entrance, which is super close to the bus stop, you go and you can take a ferry, which is located really close to the entrance. And all ferry bus prices are included within the price of the ticket, so it's actually not that bad of a deal. And right now, we just got off the ferry and arrived at Skradinski Buk waterfall, and we're gonna go check it out now. I can hear the sound of it and kind of see it. It looks really beautiful. And it's about 85 degrees Fahrenheit today, so it's a pretty warm day. We followed the trail at this waterfall up the hill, and it leads you all the way to the top of the waterfall. And sorry if it's really loud, we're standing right next to a waterfall.
It's just so unbelievably scenic up here. I don't think I've ever been this close to a waterfall.
I don't think so either. And so we've been up here for a few minutes, got some good pictures. It's so hot today, I'm sweating a ton, but I think we're gonna climb back down the hill.
Yeah, we'll figure it out as we go. So at the end of the 1890s, right around the time the Niagara Falls Dam was being built, the Krka Waterfalls had a hydroelectric dam being put in. It was like the first of its kind, well technically the second of its kind because the American one was first, but still super cool technology from 1895. So as we walk to our next destination, just wanted to give you guys a little background information on Krka National Park and what it's all about. It's a relatively young park. It was only established in 1985, so very recently, but it's known for a series of 7 waterfalls along the Krka River. I gotta say, they are just breathtaking.
Yeah, but it's more than just a really gorgeous park because there's also a lot of historical significance. They have some ancient Roman ruins located all over the park that are supposed to be absolutely beautiful, and they also have one of the most significant fortified structures in all of Croatia. And since this is such a historically significant country with so many ruins, it really says a lot that this park has so many historical things that you have to see while you're here.
We're gonna grab lunch up here at this viewpoint because 1, we're hungry, and 2, it's like a super nice viewpoint to look out over. There are benches all over, so if you do bring your own food, you can stop and eat at a bench, or you can just pick a scenic viewpoint to eat at.
And we brought sandwiches and chips and crackers and a bunch of snacks and water bottles. I didn't realize there's gonna be so many coffee shops and restaurants and food stands here, but I am glad that we brought our own food because we got it from the grocery store, and so I'm sure it's way cheaper. But just know there's plenty of food here if you want to get a bite to eat at a restaurant. So we just checked into an info booth because we kind of wanted to see what else she recommended seeing. And apparently it costs an additional 100 kuna per person to see Vizuvac Island, which is, to be fair, really beautiful. It's an island in the middle of Krka River, and it has a really old monastery on it. So it's gorgeous, got a lot of historical significance, but we already paid quite a bit to get in, and we're kind of on a budget seeing as we're traveling full time now. So we're gonna unfortunately have to pass on Vizuvac.
She did say that if you want to get further north into the park, that it's a good idea to have your own car or to like be on a tour bus or a tour group. In essence, you need some form of transportation to really get into Krka National Park. But if you're just doing it on foot, you might want to skip Vizuvac in the northern parts.
But they apparently have some really cool kind of wood bridge trails throughout the falls area that you can follow that loop back around to the ferry stop. So we're gonna go and follow those around now and take our time kind of checking those out.
We're going down. We've been walking along this plane for a while, and we knew we had to go down to get to the base of the falls at some point, and that time is now.
I think we both needed a cool down, and that waterfall was the perfect thing. It's so hot out. We're getting so grumpy and sweaty.
Oh, it felt so good to just cool off for a minute. Now we're here sitting by the waterfalls, overlooking everything. At some point I want to go for a swim.
Yeah, I do too, but we're all cold off for now, so I think we're just gonna sit and enjoy the view for a little bit.
Well, it's been an interesting day in Krka National Park.
It was definitely not what I expected.
No, not in the least. It is extremely beautiful, but extremely crowded.
Yeah, I just couldn't believe how many people there were. I mean, they had so many tour groups, and so, you know, you'd have like a slight pause of people, and then there'd be like a long line of people following a tour group for, I don't know, what would you say, like 30, 40 people in each group? They were big groups.
They were big groups, and there were times where, I mean, this is a pretty extreme example, but we waited 15 minutes to try to get an opening just to take one picture, and we couldn't get it. Like, it was just non-stop people for 15 minutes.
Yeah, so I guess our recommendation from that would be try and come during off season. Yeah, it's probably not as warm and gorgeous in the winter or even in the fall, but honestly, if I had the choice, I would totally come back in the winter or during off season because this was just a lot.
Gorgeous, yes. Scenic, yes. Overcrowded, yes.
And I hope you guys don't take this as we're complaining. We're really positive people. We try and look for the bright side in everything, but this was just kind of not really what we're about. We kind of like the more under the radar places, and we like finding the hidden gems. And I guess we kind of thought that this would be like that, but it really was not. And so we want to be honest and give an honest review of the park instead of just pretending it was all beautiful and perfect because there's a ton of people.
Yeah, we want you guys to know the truth. Again, beautiful sights, just a whole lot of people.
Anyways, we still did have a great day, and I am glad that we did this. And if you are planning a trip to Krka, please let us know if you've got questions in the comments and we'll get back to you. And thank you for watching.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe and tell us what you think.